everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to make another card using the March stamp of the month called Winged Masterpiece. I'm going to use this with some of the specialty paper from Close to My Heart. It's the black ore paper. And I'm going to use some of the metallic markers to color it in. So I'm going to use the large butterfly image from this stamp set, and then I'm going to use the Thinking of You sentiment from In Your Time of Need, and also a piece of paper from the Lovely collection. Okay, so these are the metallic markers from Spectrum Noir. They come in a variety of colors, and I have mounted the butterfly in my Misty. And I'm going to white heat emboss this on the ore paper. So I'm going to ink it up using Versamark ink. I've hit my ore paper with some anti-static powder. I'm going to ink it up really well. And then I'll stamp that out. And since it's such a large stamp, I'm pressing really hard and making sure that I get complete coverage. Okay. So I'm going to sprinkle some white detail embossing powder on my butterfly image. I'll sprinkle that on, and then I'll tap off the excess. And then I'm going to take a dry paintbrush and knock away any stray bits of embossing powder before I heat it up with my heat tool. Okay, so now I'm going to hit it with my heat gun and melt all of that white embossing powder. So cool. So the heat does kind of make the paper curve a bit, so you just have to bend it back, and once I get adhesive down on it, it'll flatten out. But I'm just putting a block at the top to keep things flat while I stamp again. So I'm going to use white embossing powder, but it's easier to do this in a two-step process. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment Thinking of You in Versamark ink. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll sprinkle it with the white embossing powder and then melt it with my heat tool. Knock away any stray bits. Okay, so we'll get this heated up and melted. Okay, so I'm gonna buff everything out using my microfiber cloth, and this will take off any of the extra anti-static powder, and just it cleans your images up in general. Okay, so I'm going to put it down on my Versamat using some temporary adhesive just to kind of flatten it out some more. And then I'm going to color everything in using these metallic markers from Spectrum Noir. And they are opaque, so they will color over the white. So I have to carefully color in each of those openings. So I finished everything off camera. Got my butterfly all colored. And it's time to start building our card. So I'm going to do a side fold A2 size card. So I'm going to mat my butterfly piece using some of this lovely pattern paper, and I've cut it at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'll just attach it to the front of my card with Tombow tape runner. Okay. So now I'm going to wrap some of this embellishing thread around my card. So I've put a couple lines of adhesive on the back of it, and I'm just going to wrap this a few times just for some added interest and texture on the front of my card. Okay, so I've got a piece of craft foam, and this is thin craft foam, and it's cut just a little bit smaller than that panel, and I'm going to glue it down using the white Tombow glue, and I'm going to pop this whole panel on the front of the card. So get that glued down. And then it'll flatten out eventually. Press it down a lot. And then for some extra added bling, I'm going to use some of these crystals from PinkFresh Studios, and I'm going to scatter a bunch of those around. Super fun. I love this stamp set. So all of these supplies are currently available in my online store with the exception of the crystals, and I will make a list of supplies with links in the description below. I hope you'll give this a try. It turned out so pretty. I appreciate you watching my video today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.